Hi, my name is Lorraine, and I am a spiritual medium. And today I want to talk about quantum leaps. So the question was given to me, what is a quantum leap? What does it mean exactly? And most importantly, how do we do it? So the term quantum leap is a bit of a sci-fi type of term. But as we have grown in our understanding of the universe, we would understand that we live in what is called a quantum field. And really this just is speaking about the field of energy that is around us. And this field of energy vibrates at very many different vibrations, each vibration being its own field. And we are energetic beings. As human beings, we have our own energy field that vibrates at its own vibration. And sometimes it may vibrate at a lower vibration, and sometimes it may vibrate at a higher vibration. And a lot of that has to do with our emotional and psychological state. So when we're talking about a quantum leap, it's been used kind of in the field of psychology to discuss or to portray a big change within someone. They have taken a quantum leap. And really what this means is that they have moved from this energetic state into another energetic state, and it's representing a state of growth or a state of evolution or a state of ascending to another vibration. So when we are wanting to make change, we want to be able to make that quantum leap. And this can be really kind of difficult because we can be stuck in our mental thinking, or we can be stuck in an emotional state. And so we may be in this sort of state of being stagnant, or a state of just holding oneself in a particular energetic vibration. But we would understand too, as we learn more about energy, that energy is constantly moving. And so when we're stagnant, we're just not growing, and we're actually going against the forces or the laws of the universe. So when we are wanting to make change, that change comes first from making that desire, from making that intention, and what that does is it kind of makes a crack in our energetic field, in our perceptions. And so as we allow ourselves to open up energetically, we can open up to the possibility of making a quantum leap. And so we truly have to be able to raise our vibration to the vibratory level of where we wish to go. Well, this can be difficult sometimes because, again, we tend to get stuck in our mental thinking. So when we think about, well, I don't want to be here anymore, I want to be there, it can be really difficult to just make that little shift in our thinking. But once we make a tiny little shift in our thinking and open ourselves up to the possibility, that's when we have opened ourselves up energetically and we can start to shift. So in allowing ourselves to become attuned to the vibration of where we want to go, really this is thinking about it, allowing ourselves to visualize where we want to go, allowing ourselves to really raise our vibration to achieve that leap in our energetic state. And so when someone has had a quantum leap, they've had a quantum change within their selves, a quantum change within their energetic field. And everything exists in the energy of now. We don't see that here on Earth. we tend to think of things in a linear fashion, and we see the past and the present and the possible future. But really, these things don't exist. Everything exists in the energy of now. And so in order to be able to achieve a different now experience, we have to be able to raise our vibration to get to that field of energy that we desire ourselves to be in. And this is oftentimes where it's important to just really sort of push ourselves a little bit, or to make that intention, and then it's important to take some form of action in order to be able to get to that place of intention, to be able to arrive where we desire to go. And sometimes this really just takes a matter of faith. So, it's interesting that the Bible spoke about having a mustard seed of faith. And if you've ever seen a mustard seed, it is a tiny, tiny grain. But that's really, it's metaphorical for speaking about, you don't have to have a huge amount of faith. It just takes that tiny mustard seed of faith, that tiny, holding on to that tiny bit of energetic possibility. Okay, this is achievable. And so it starts to change your energy field. And the more that you allow yourself, and you can visualize and start taking these steps, what happens is that your vibration is changing, and you cannot perceive it because from your perception, from the way that your brain processes things, it may look like around you like nothing has changed. But then the change is internal because it's energy. And what happens is that suddenly it appears that there has been a huge shift in your life. And that's really what a quantum shift is about. It's a quantum leap. We're leaping from one energetic vibration to another. Now, when someone becomes really proficient at making these quantum leaps, they can do it it can happen almost instantaneously. But the biggest obstacle, the biggest barrier is our mind. That is what prevents us from seeing the possibilities, from understanding that we are able to make this change, this energetic state within us. And so, as I was saying, everything exists within the energy of now. And so we can make these quantum leaps by changing our vibration so that we are in alignment with the state that we want to be in. And it's like suddenly things just shift away. And we may not really be fully understanding of why things have shifted. But what's happened is that we have made that shift of vibration within ourselves, and we are more in alignment with our desire, with our desired change. And it will appear that it's occurring very, very quickly. But it's interesting that back in the 70s, sort of the idea of taking quantum leaps, it was really focused around the area of time travel, which is kind of interesting. But the more that I have looked at sci-fi material, I would understand that they are actually channeling concepts that have occurred way before their time. They've channeled concepts because it is meant to be spiritually guiding. And creatives, those people that create content, they are constantly in contact with guiding and creative forces, and it is being channeled here through them to bring awareness to the 3D plane. And what that does is it starts to allow that little crack of perceptions within our rational thinking mind. It allows that crack. It opens up the possibility of wonder. And the more that we wonder on these things, the more that we allow ourselves to contemplate these ideas, the more that we are able to access the energy behind that. So it's really quite interesting that some of the concepts that were really deemed to be sci-fi back in the 70s and the early 80s, that now scientifically we are able to prove that these are actually possibilities. So science has caught up with what the mystics and what the ancients have always understood, that we are able to be a force of change just by applying the use of our will, which is divine. But our greatest barrier is that of our ego mind, which allows us to be stuck in a particular energetic state. So it starts first by making these intentions, by making an intention of the change that you want to achieve, and by working to raise your vibration so that you can attune yourself to being in that energetic state of that dimensional plane of where you wish to go. It's just another dimension of energy. And that is really what a quantum shift is all about. It's about achieving an energetic state, and it appears to be a massive shift. But it all starts with the will. It all starts with the will. So that is how I understand quantum leaping. So I thank you very much for listening. And again, my name is Lorraine Appleyard. And I wish you very many blessings, and may you walk with spirit.